In the frozen landscapes of Harbin, Manchuria, stood Unit 731's Hidden Research Complex. Officially a water purification unit, this facility was the epicenter of Japan's most horrific human experiments during World War II. High walls, barbed wire, and armed guards concealed atrocities unknown to the outside world. Declassified documents reveal its true purpose: developing biological weapons through unethical means. The snow-covered compound, operational from 1937 to 1945, became a graveyard for thousands. Under cover of darkness, trucks marked lumber delivered human test subjects to Unit 731. Prisoners, mostly Chinese civilians, Soviet spies, and Korean resistance fighters, were hooded and shackled. Survivor accounts describe being stripped of identities, referred to only as logs, maruta by staff. Historical records show over 3,000 perished here, though estimates suggest up to 12,000 victims when including field tests. Unit 731's Frostbite Experiments aimed to simulate Manchurian winter conditions for Imperial Army preparedness. Prisoners were exposed to temperatures below -20°C, their limbs frozen solid. Medical reports detail how doctors would beat the frozen limbs with sticks to shatter them. Declassified data shows these tests helped develop winter boots, but at the cost of at least 200 lives lost to hypothermia and gangrene. Unit 731 pioneered weaponized plague strains, breeding over 30 million plague-infected fleas annually. Laboratory logs reveal how prisoners were forcibly infected, then dissected alive to track disease progression. In 1940, these pathogens were deployed via aircraft over Chinese cities like Ningbo, causing outbreaks, killing 400+ civilians. The U.S. later acquired this data, evidenced by Operation Paperclip documents showing immunity granted to lead researchers. Survivor testimonies and surgeon diaries confirm prisoners underwent vivisection while fully conscious. Doctors removed organs to study biological weapon effects, with one account describing a still-beating heart held up for students to observe. These procedures followed strict protocols: no anesthesia, maximum data collection, and immediate corpse incineration. Forensic evidence from mass graves later revealed surgical tool marks on bones. Unit 731's pressure chamber experiments studied human endurance limits for pilots and submariners. Prisoners were subjected to rapid decompression until their eyes burst or lungs collapsed. A 1943 report boasts valuable data obtained at 30,000 feet equivalent altitude. These tests killed approximately 120 victims, with remains showing unique barotrauma patterns later identified by post-war investigators. To improve battlefield treatment, Unit 731 conducted systematic burn experiments. Prisoners were exposed to white phosphorus and napalm, with doctors meticulously timing how long victims survived different burn percentages. Medical journals from the era contained precise charts of death intervals by burn degree. These cruel studies ironically contributed to modern burn treatment protocols, though their origins were long suppressed. As Soviet forces advanced in August 1945, Unit 731 personnel destroyed evidence. Declassified aerial photos show bulldozers excavating mass graves while furnaces burned documents non-stop. Forensic teams later discovered lime pits containing skeletons with autopsy cuts and fractured limbs. The official death toll remains disputed, but soil analysis suggests at least 3,000 bodies were hastily buried here. In 1948, the U.S. secretly granted Unit 731 scientists immunity in exchange for their research. Declassified memos show General MacArthur prioritized biological warfare data over justice. Key researchers like Shiro Ishii avoided trial and later held prestigious positions. This deal, hidden for decades, explains why many atrocities remained absent from history books until the 1980s. Despite physical evidence and survivor accounts, Japan's education system largely omits Unit 731's crimes. A 2022 government survey showed only 12% of textbooks mention it, often as a footnote. Meanwhile, unearthed artifacts, rusty surgical tools, prisoner artwork, and mass grave sites silently contradict official narratives. This historical amnesia fuels ongoing tensions between Japan and its neighbors over unresolved wartime legacies.